after a very competitive bronze bracket, we have all of our players for the Gold League, and we have all of our players for the Silver League. I'm not going to review all of this, but essentially, this whole thing has determined what caliber of player Age of Empires 2 competitive players are. And so now, after we have our 24 players for Silver, we have to create the groups. In Titans League, there are 4 groups with 6 players. You play every single player in your group in a play all 3. And then there are prize placements. There's money per game, and there's the potential to get promoted from silver up to gold, or get relegated out of silver, etc. So this video now, we are doing the selection process for every single group, silver, gold, and platinum. That is 24 players each. All right. Now, for transparency's sake, I'm going to do a test draw at the start of each thing because this could be rigged. People say community games are rigged all the time. So what I'm about to do is a test. I'm just going to do a couple and reset it just real quick to show you guys it's not rigged. Okay. Oh crap. What did I do? Okay. There we go. So this is a test. All right. This is not real. So with this test, we're selecting the players into different groups. Now, it's a bit different for silver because we only have 2 pots, but essentially the pot is the category of player. It is where they ended up in the bracket, so they are matched with their skill level, essentially. Okay, so that was a test. Now I'm doing a reset. We are now doing it again. Clearly, it's all working just fine. We're going to run it again. Here we go. I think we're missing a name somehow. This is just like the NBA draft. No, I mean, I think we didn't have a name listed there or something. And maybe I reset it at the wrong time. So yeah, this is the official draw. As long as we get past the second round, I think the bug that we had is fine. Perfect. Okay, so we got Antagonist Blue. We got Chart Combito, Monos Gabby, and Deeker Stark. That is for, those were the top 8 players in the groups. Now we move in through all the other players in silver. They're in this pot because they lost at the same... Their position or their pot is based on where they lost in the bracket. So it's basically their level of play, essentially, right? Wow, these are... So we got 2 Frenchmen here, Babaram and Niaz in the same group. That's kind of fun. Damn. Okay, so we have Babaram and Niaz in Group A, Survivalist You Pudding in Group B, Cosmonaut Husiel in Group C, Nahuel and More in Group D. Target going into Group A, Ozone into Group B, Lamo in Group C, and then Dennis in Group D. Ooh, super fun. And then obviously the final 4. Goku goes to Group A. Say My Name goes to Group B. Thunderbolt goes to Group C. And then Bad Koala ends up in Group D. Those are some interesting groups. Those are some very interesting groups. We have people from all over the place, of course, but like really interesting mix of play styles. Okay, so for silver, this is set. All right, so now we're going to move into golds. Now, for golds, the players are categorized a bit differently because it's based on the previous season. So pot 5, these are people who got promoted from the bronze bracket. Pot 1 through 4 is based on their performance previously. So like Classic Pro, Valis, Doubt, and Dogal, Valeza, Capoch, Daniel, and Margugu, these were the 8 players who got relegated out of Plat, so they were seen as the strongest. The middle guys were the guys who stayed alive in gold. Makes sense? We're going to run the draw now. And we've got Valis in Group A, Doubt in Group B, Dogao in Group C, and Classic Pro in Group D. So yeah, pot 1 all separated, so we don't have players of the same caliber matched. Valeza and Valis in the same group? That's funny. I mean, what the 2 Finns, dude. Talk about rigged. Down Kaposh? This sounds rigged. This does sound rigged. I promise you it's not. Down Kapoch, the two oldest players. That's great. I love that. Dogal Margugu is also fun because they trash talk each other a bunch. Classic Pro Daniel, they have similar play styles. All right. Prisma, Sobek, Kingstone, okay. And then Kasva. Ooh, interesting. All right. I like in the group so far. I mean, it's a quick reminder of just how stacked Gold is to see these groups pan out. Overtaken joins Group A. Z40 goes Group B. Ganji goes Group C. Stone Please goes Group D. Damn. All right. And now we have all the players we just saw come through bronze. We got some big names in here, guys. We got some big names. Miguel goes Group A. Sorakuma, Group B. Uzi, Group C. Dudaju, Group D. Man, Group D is such an interesting mix. All right, and then we got the final four. With all due respect to the other three players, I think the big one here is where does Jordan go? Where does Jordan go? Group A is wide. Group B is fire. Group C is Jordan. And then Group D is Turs. Oof. Okay, so which group is the toughest group there, if you guys had to guess? Here we'll speculate a little bit, have a little bit of fun with it. I think C might be. I mean, Dogao and Jordan, Ganji, Margugu, Kingston. Like, you have to pick two players there to get relegated, and you're looking at like maybe Uzi and like Margugu or something. Yeah, C is really strong. C is really strong. I think A is really strong as well. I would say Miguel and maybe like wide. The two players who just got promoted are the weaker players there. I think B is also really interesting because the conversation around Doubt and Kapoch is like, can they hang around with the new kids? And then you got like Sorakuma, Z40. I guess you also have Fire. I would like to know the average ages of some of these groups. Because, like, I think Group B's average age is ever so slightly higher than some of the others. Okay, anyways, we're going to move on. Doubt, Kapoch, and Fire in the same group is the Boomer group. All right, we'll go to Plat now. All right, this is missing something, right? I think this is wrong. This needs names. I'm going to wait for clarification, but this should have Hera. Should I just reset it? Yeah, Hera, Leary, Dark, Nikov. Okay, so I'm going to clarify this before I get one guide, because I'm always going to get one guide, and there's going to be someone, they're going to sound like this, and they're going to be like, but wait a second, why is such and such down there? Viper's not pot 3. So before anyone one guys me a little bit, this is all based on the previous season, right? And for those that watched the previous Titans League season, Dark and Nikov went on a freaking killer run, and they destroyed. That puts them into the top 4. This is based on the playoffs. You can see this here. So it feels a while ago now because we've had a lot of events, but Dark had a ridiculous run. Dark did well in his group. He got second place in the group. He beat Yo in the playoffs. He beat Tattoo in the playoffs. He lost in the semifinals. All the positions and all the pots are based on their performance. And that is another reason why your performance is so important. So let's run the draw. Starting, of course, with the big boys, the top 4. Leary will go to Group A. Hera will go to Group B. Nikov in Group C. And Dark into Group D. Up next is Sato, Tato, Sebastian, and Hart. God, they're all so good, man. We're officially in platinum now. Like, I'm like, every name I just read, I'm like, oh, you don't want to be in their group. Tato joining Leary in Group A. Hart joining Hera in Group B. Sebastian joining Nikov in Group C. And then Sato going to Group D. That's interesting. Hart and Hera, very good friends. Leary Tato, very differing styles, but really big names. Nikov Sebastian know each other very well. Dark Sato, that's a fun one. Dark and Sato both can make big runs. All right, pot 3. We've got ACCM, Yo, Viper, and MBL. MBL says in my chat, I want to be in Dark's group, TBH. All right, MBL, let's see what I can do for you. Ah, that's too good. That is too good. You get Tato and Leary. Yo goes with Hera and Hart. ACCM goes for Nikov and Sebastian. And Viper gets Dark and Sato. Interesting situation there with the Viper group. Viper was in the group with Dark last time, and Dark got good results there. So it is one. I think people are going to see Dark as vulnerable because the consistency isn't necessarily there. But that's going to be an interesting rematch when they face up against each other. All right, let's keep it going. Vinch, Andy, Barles, and Dragonstar. Dragonstar is just like so good at staying alive. He comes in with game plans to get wins. Everyone expects him to get relegated. He was the big reason that Doubt got relegated, right? Let's see. Barles goes Group A. Vinchester goes Group B. Andy goes Group C. And Dragonstar in Group D. Wow. Okay. I mean, so far, if you just look on player careers and expectations, Group A and B are looking pretty freaking stacked right now. Group B is crazy. Let's keep in mind that 2 people get relegated, okay? 2 people get relegated out of every group. So the conversation when people get promoted is, can they stay alive? We now have the promoted players, the players who won their groups. So Sizcon, Vivi, Rapart, and Lewis won their groups in Titans League Gold last time to get promoted. And then these guys came through with the playoffs. MBL commentary again. He says, I bet Lewis gets in my group. Always happens. Okay, let's see what MBL has. Let's see if MBL's right on that. Rapart had a ridiculous run. They like swept so many people, completely unexpected. Rapart goes Group A. Sizcon goes Group B. Lewis goes Group C. And then Vivi in Group D. All right. And then we have the final 4 to draw. Lix goes Group A. Lucho joins Group B. Running goes into Group C. And then Mihai in Group D. Oh, man. All right. Let's take this in real quick. I will immediately say A and B, it is going to be a very, very tough task for the promoted players to stay up. Right? I mean, like, Leary, Tato, MBL, Barles is a crazy stack for Rapart and Lix to take down. Lix, last time he was in Plat, got like 1 win, and he did not prepare a lot, so he got crushed. Rapart's punching above his weight. I don't think it's disrespectful to say that. His previous season in Gold was completely unexpected. So that's my take. Group B, I mean, Lucho and Sizcon are both so good. Is there a chance that Vinchester gets relegated, for example, chat? Do you think there's a chance? I'm baiting you because you're going to say no, and Vinchester got relegated before. He won the first season, and then he got relegated the second season. So, you say no, it actually happened before. I mean, I'm inclined to say no, obviously. He's very good, but Sizcon and Lucho are insane. Sizcon and Lucho are really good. They're really good. I think B is one of the strongest groups we've had in a long time. Okay, C. Nikov, Sebastian, ACCM, Andy. Oof. So good. And then Lewis and Running are really solid as well, man. Lewis, if he's preparing, I think can get games off of everybody there. Running, same deal. I'm still definitely leaning towards, like, ACCM is usually really good in group stage. Nikov just came off of a top 4 finish in the previous seasons. Sebastian and Andy are so good. Like, crazy group. D, is a group of almost all players. I think that if there was a group that was full of inconsistencies, I think it might be Group D. Dark he gets third place in the previous season, but then in other tournaments hasn't been able to come up with those results. Sato has had really deep runs, but then other times can't get the consistency. Viper, for me, very inconsistent these days, particularly in Titans League. I don't know, is he going to show up firing the first week, or the second week, or the third week? He normally figures it out. Dragonstar is like a preparation specialist. I think he might be the most prepared player, but the skill of the other players might be superior. And then like Vivi was relegated out of TTL before because, again, you don't know what you're going to get from him. Mihai, I actually think Mihai's the one guy I'm like, well, maybe Mihai and Sato are the one guy I'm like, okay, they usually bring a pretty even level, and that level's solid. I think Group D is very hard to predict. Like, maybe I think you could look at like Viper and Sato as the top two in the group and just go on it that way. But yeah, interesting. So interesting. So those are the groups, guys. That's it for silver. That's it for gold. That's it for platinum. As far as the time frame goes, these leagues do pretty much overlap. There is going to be some differing timetables on it. We'll get more information out, but it's going to be mid to late January. We'll have a set a week. Players have to play someone in their group one time a week, and then the results total similar to this like last time. If you're first in the group, you move into the quarterfinals immediately. If you're second or third in the group, you move into these playoffs. And then if you're fourth in the group, you're alive next time. If you're bottom two, you are relegated down to the next, to the lower league, regardless of where you're at. So that is how it works. We still have more information to come for you guys, like map pool and like the exact dates. I think technically I could pull this stuff up, but right now I'm really tired. That information will come very, very soon. I'm hoping in like a day or two, like maybe Tuesday, I'll record a little map video, show you guys what the map pool looks like. And all that stuff is going to be coming before you know it. But in total, between all the leagues, we've got a $100,000 prize pool this season, which is higher than we've ever had. So that's collectively from platinum to gold to silver. Silver's roughly 10K, gold's roughly like 25K, platinum's essentially the rest. So a lot more money in it, a lot more prestige, and I'm excited. But in this very moment, after a very long day, I'm also exhausted. So I will probably cut it off there. Hopefully people are interested in this. I'm excited to see what people think about the groups, all the way down from platinum, gold, and silver. It'll be awesome. At 72 players placed into a group format with promotion relegation. That's pretty dope. I'm really pumped about that. It is not easy to make this type of thing happen, and we had to build up towards it. It's cool. That is cool. Particularly with how the games went in bronze and just how much energy and effort went into just making it into silver and gold for some of these guys. It's really cool. So